Stone sallallahu until he bled. This is the messenger sallallahu not about me and you. You have to be patient when you give nasih to your Muslim brother. You smile in his face, you shake his hand. You be you show you good manners, just like the Prophet sallallahu was. Even though he was harsh sometimes. And we're not going to say he was harsh at the right time. Such as the man who was wearing the gold ring. There was a man who was hadith narrated in Bukhari. Man was wearing a gold ring. Prophet Muhammad, he saw that and he took it out of his finger and he threw it on the ground. And he said, do you want Allah to change this ring as a ring of hellfire in the version? So he said, no. So the man couldn't even take the ring back and even give it for sadaqah. He said, I would never take something that the Prophet threw on the ground. Prophet Muhammad, he called the people very extreme in the deen. He called them the dogs of hellfire, the Khawarij. He called them the dogs of hellfire. And he said, he talked to the Sahaba, he said, تَحْقِرُونَ صَلَاتَكُمْ إِلَى صَلَاتِهِمْ. Oh, Abu Bakr, your salah is nothing compared to this person's salah. وَصِيَامَهُمْ إِلَى صِيَامِكُمْ. Your siyam is nothing compared to the siyam of this person. The people who slaughtered Uthman. The people who tried to rebel against Ali. And if we read the history of Islam, we know these people, they were Muslims. But the Prophet ﷺ called them the dogs of hellfire. Wasn't he harsh with them? He was harsh with them. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ called the people who don't believe in Qadr, Majus هذه الأمة. They are the Majus of this Ummah. The Majus are people who worship anything else other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because why? Because they don't believe in the Qadr. So in certain moments when the person is harsh, you have to know when. But the most important thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran that we shouldn't do that. If you were harsh, if you were angry, you cannot give the dawah to the Muslims or non-Muslims and you are angry. And you are mad and you are upset. Nobody will respond to you. Nobody. We have to show our good manners. This is the most important thing in our deen, brothers and sisters. Prophet Muhammad said, أحسنكم إسلاما أحسنكم خلقا. One of the best amongst you is the one who shows good behaviors, is the one who shows good manners. That's how we are as Muslims. You have to believe in the scale. It's the first thing. Second, there's something called as-sirat. The bridge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in Surah Maryam, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وإن منكم إلا واردها كان على ربك حتما مقضيا. That every one of you will cross through hellfire. حتما مقضيا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swearing that this is going to happen. It's qada from Allah. It has been written. Each one of us will pass, will cross through hellfire. You have to believe in that. Prophet Muhammad described in the hadith, and I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, that each one of us obviously has good deeds and bad deeds, and everyone has a stronger iman than the other. And that's why he mentions and describes the prophets and the messengers, they will cross through the bridge just like wind. Or even faster than that. The lightning. And then some cross just like wind, very rapid. Some just like they're riding a horse. Some they are running. Some they are walking. And some they are crawling. That's how each of us is going to be different. Just like I said, just like a test. One can get a 68, one can get 73, one can get 98. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how many ayah in the Quran, He mentions that this deen is based on a test. That's why we are created. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Mulk, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. And He started with, subhanallah, praising Himself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most gratitude to Him. And He said, خلق الموت والحياة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created the death, it's created. And the hayat, the life, is also created. Why? What is the reason behind that? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. امتحان. امتحان. أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. So He can test you. That is why. So He can test you who will do the good deeds. Who is better than the other. Why do you think, subhanAllah, Abu Bakr and Umar were always competing? Always. Until Umar, he gave up. When he heard that Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, that he donated all his money in the sake of Allah. And then Umar donated the half of his wealth. And when you heard Abu Bakr, he donated all his wealth. And he said, I cannot compete with Abu Bakr anymore. Then when the Prophet ﷺ describes and he mentioned the iman of Abu Bakr. Here is the scale again. The iman of Abu Bakr. He said, if the iman of Abu Bakr is on one plate of the scale, and if the iman of all the ummah is one of the plate of the scale, لَرَجَحَ إِيمَانُ أَبِي بَكْرٍ. The iman of Abu Bakr will be heavier. So we have to know there is something called iman inside our heart that we have to increase. And this iman decreases also. How does iman decrease? And I'm sure each one of us feel it. If you call yourself a believer and a mu'min, and you believe in Allah and His books and His messengers, and the Yawm al-Akhir, and the Qadar, and the Malaika, if you believe in the 6 pillars, you have iman in your heart, alhamdulillah. When you do the deeds, when you get up for the Fajr prayer and you come to the masjid, and pray the Fajr prayer with your brothers. Think about it. Just if we are like this in Jumu'ah, we come to the Jumu'ah, we know it's mandatory. And it's mandatory to come to the 5 prayers also. We're going to feel our iman increase. And if all of us sitting here reading the Quran, making dhikr, until the sun rises, you will feel your iman increase. Prophet Muhammad saying in the Bukhari, ذَاقَ طَعْمَ الْإِيمَانِ مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ رَبًّا وَمُحَمَّدًا نَبِيًّا. You will taste the feeling, that sweetness of iman, if you truly believe in Allah and you truly believe in the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. And then ﷺ is saying, and then you will hate to be thrown on hellfire, just like you hate to be a kafir. Then you will taste the iman. You will taste that sweetness of iman. To increase your iman, what do you have to do? To be ready for this day of judgment. And know this. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ saying the hadith, narrated in Muslim and Bukhari and Abu Dawood, that he says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لا تزول قدم عبد حتى يسأل عن أربع. لا تزول قدم عبد حتى يسأل عن أربع عن عمره فيما أفناه. Please know this, memorize it. Every Muslim should know this, because this moment is going to come. No doubt, this moment is going to come. Today or tomorrow, a minute from now, or maybe this evening. We don't know when you're going to die. Allah will ask you 4 questions. عمرك فيما أفناه. Each one of us has a umr. Your life, your age. What did you do in this life? Now think and pretend and sit there and imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking this question. Not the professor in UD or somebody or a doctor or some. Allah, the creator, is asking you this question. What did you do in this life? وَشَبَابُكَ فِيمَا أَبْلَيْتَ. Your youth, when you were young, that age, from 15, 16 until 40. That's the youth. What did you do in that time? Did you learn your deen? Did you give da'wah? Did you follow the sunnah of your messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam? What did you do in this time? The youth. وَمَالُكَ مِنْ أَيْنَ اكْتَسَبْتَهُ فِيمَا أَنْفَقْتَ. And your money, how did you make it? And how did you spend it? A test. Test here and a test there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful, is asking us these questions at that moment. Each one of us, one by one. Prophet Muhammad said that every one of you, Allah will spoke to. There is no hijab between you. You will not see Allah face to face. Astaghfirullah. That's not our aqidah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will spoke to you. Will speak to you. And Prophet ﷺ say that you will turn to the right and you will see your deeds. You will turn to the left and you will see your bad deeds. And you will see in front of you, you will look in the front and you will see hellfire. And then he will ask you, what's your money? The most important thing, how did you make that money? From halal or from haram? Many people now have businesses, they don't know what they're selling. They don't know what they're selling. They think cigarettes is makruh. Cigarettes is the most haram thing on this planet Earth, is cigarettes. That's why they call them cancer sticks, and he's selling cigarettes. Killing people. And I ask every doctor here, mashallah, what do cigarettes do to you? Does Islam tell you to harm yourself? No. The second-hand smoker is worse. Second-hand smoker, you're killing a Muslim brother. Let's talk before the ghaib that the angels are running away from you. The angels are running away from you. Just that will stop. As if you are a believer, you want to call yourself a believer, you love Allah, you love His Messenger, you love the angels, and you're a smoker. Some brothers, wallah, I see you outside the masjid smoking. No respect, even for the house of Allah. How can you smoke outside the masjid? And the angels are right there. Angels run away from the nasty things. That's what the Prophet said. He said, everything that we get hurt, that's why angels don't go to the bathroom. The shaitan is in the bathroom. Please, if you smoke, quit. Make dua to Allah today. Make dua to Allah. Don't give up making dua. That's what we need nowadays. Muslims are weak. Muslims are weak now, all over the world. And Islam never dies. Islam gets sick. Islam gets sick, but it never dies. We will be stronger, inshallah, again. Because the Prophet ﷺ told us that. And it's coming, inshallah. And all we have to do is to make dua. Make dua for everyone. Brother who smokes, make dua to Allah, guide him. The brothers who died, just Brother Noor has told me today that some brothers died in an airplane crash in Pakistan. 125. Those people who were in this airplane, did they know they're going to die? You never know when your time's going to come. You will be smoking and then you have a heart attack and you die. That's how you're going to be resurrected in the day of judgment. Everybody will see you smoking like that. You're committing the haram and you will die just right there. And it's one of the signs of the day of judgment. Prophet ﷺ said, "Mawtul faj'ah." The sudden death, that sudden death that comes now, that happens a lot nowadays. People die suddenly. They don't know how. They have an autopsy, they say, we don't know the cause of death. They're just dying. Maybe they say it's a heart attack. Person, maybe he's in his 40s, in his 30s, in his 50s, and he dies. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says it's a sign of the day of judgment. Sudden death. We have to be ready for this moment, brothers and sisters. And know what you sell, know what you buy, know where you spend your money. Prophet Muhammad was very careful about spending his money. He even said that two things that I love the most in this dunya. He said women and perfume, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Women as wives, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And perfume or cologne. He always smelled good, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And if he has more money, he will spend more money on cologne, smell good. So know where you spend your money. And know where you get your money. And how do you make it? If you sell haram, you're feeding your kids the haram. You're feeding the children the haram. Those children are going to be against you in the day of judgment. Don't think you're going to get away with it. Prophet ﷺ said that you're eating haram in your mouth, you're eating fire. It's very important, especially in this country. People don't know that. They're just selling anything they want. I go to some gas stations owned by Muslims. And they have an alcohol in there. And they're having those pipes that they use to smoke weed. And they're having lottery tickets. And those are Muslims. SubhanAllah. But don't give up, give da'wah to his brother and advise him. Cannot be quiet from the truth. When you see something wrong, you go and tell your Muslim brother you're doing it wrong. Allah said, فَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. And you give him the advice. If he wants to be a mu'min or a believer, and he wants to listen, he will. Whoever chooses to be a kafir, chooses a kafir. That's why I revealed to the Prophet ﷺ that he said when he was making dua for his uncle. He said, فَلَا تَحْزَنْ عَلَيْهِمْ. Do not be upset about them. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's Allah's qadr. But you have to do the effort of giving the da'wah and giving the advice to your Muslim brother. At least you did it. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. So I said 4 things.